Okay. All right. Audio levels are looking pretty good. Had a weird moment where the bitrate just crapped itself, so hopefully that doesn't persist. It probably will, knowing my luck. Well, that's why I can barely hear. My headphones are turned way down. All right. Well. Okay. Now that I'm done popping every bone in my neck, we got some editing to do. School continued until Wednesday, so I'm a little bit behind. But that's okay. Now that I don't have school for the next however many weeks till the next / hopefully last semester, we should be good to just focus on editing through next week. We'll see. Anyway, I promise nothing.
No skills, eh? No skills, eh? No, we don't have enough for.
You've trained.
Enough for.
You've trained. You are apprentice well.
Thanks! All it did was. Thanks! Thanks, man. All I did was. Man, all I did was put her as a front runner. Front runner. And I guess some guidance for you, I suppose. And I guess some guidance for you, I suppose.
You sounded like Sonic. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Sonic. Thanks.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks.
One.
Thanks, guys.
One.
What the fuck, Sonic?
You'll never catch me, Eggman.
Sonic, Eggman's dead. He's been dead for 10 years.
Don't tell me that, Tails.
But Sonic.
This is okay. I gotta say, the transcript I've changed. The only thing I've done on the transcript for this one so far is I removed the punctuation marks. I have not changed anything. It's pretty solid.
Don't tell me that, Tails.
But Sonic.
I'm crying. Crying.
He's gonna crash out, bro. He's gonna crash out, bro. Sonic's gonna have a fucking episode. Fucking episode. Well, Sonic.
I can still see.
Well, Sonic.
I can still see him, Tails.
It did add a lot more exclamation marks than it
I can still
needed.
see him, Tails.
Sonic,
He's right in front of me.
Sonic. Sonic,
He's right in front of me.
Sonic, we went to the future.
It just I know it's a random bit that they're making up on the spot, but I just find it really funny how they're talking in their bit. Eggman supposedly died 10 years previously, but the funeral was the day before, and Tails also went to the doctor's on the same day for medication. Just, you know, throwing that out there. Is the chat box not working again? It wouldn't surprise me. I gotta be honest, this chat box is one of the most annoying things. Multi-streaming is a pain in the butt, and I don't like it. It's so irritating. It just does not work the way you want it to, and it's just meh. Well, hopefully it should be good now. Who knows? Who knows?
Doctors yesterday. Sonic.
Man, I love horse racing. Horse racing.
Gotta go. Gotta go.
What the fuck?
I don't know. So, the transcript put in a swear word here, as you can tell, because I replaced it with asterisks. Nobody swore. That is apparently how often people swear. Particularly in the videos I edit, it will just put it in there. It's like, I don't know what it said here. Swear word.
What the fuck? You, I just saw what you. Sonic! What the fuck? You, I just saw what you sent me. Fuck you, I just saw what you sent me. Ow.
Wait, I'm gonna send it
I
in
miss
here,
my
sorry.
arch nemesis.
Wait, I'm gonna send
Miss my arch nemesis, Tails. I miss him a lot.
Sonic!
A lot.
Sonic! I hate to tell you this, but I think you're a fucking freak.
Oh boy, am I.
Yeah, Sonic!
I gotta wonder why the transcript automatically put an exclamation mark after every use of Sonic and Tails. Every single time the transcript automatically put an exclamation mark. Actually, including after Eggman, like most of these exclamation marks I did not add. They were already there. It's weird. Adobe Transcript loves its weird punctuation. It puts punctuation in places where you just look at it like it's clearly not part of the sentence here, but okay. Now, I do believe that the last time let's see, I don't think I have. Yeah, I don't believe I have a style specifically for Haruka. I'm pretty sure I've just been using soy milk because their color schemes and whatnot are very similar. You see, it works pretty well.
No skills, eh? No, we don't have enough for.
I think I'm gonna change the size a bit because at its current size, it is kind of blocking off a lot of the people down here. I think what we'll do is we'll change the size a bit, and then I think I'll just change the placement of the text later. Do you think 80 will work? Well, considering we're about to have a lot of subtitles stacked on top of each other, I think 80 might be the way to go.
You've trained your apprentice.
What just happened?
You've trained your apprentice well.
Do is I should try to break things up so I shouldn't have sentences that are too long on this one, just because
No, we don't have enough for. Thanks. All it did. Thanks, man. All I did.
come on. There it goes.
All I did was.
Let's see how this looks.
No skills, eh? No, we don't have enough for.
You've trained your apprentice well.
Thanks. All it did was. Thanks, man. All I did was put her as a front runner.
Honestly, I'm not really sure. It seems to me to be a bit short.
No skills, eh? No, we don't have enough for.
You see,
No, we don't have enough for.
yeah, I don't like it. I think I'm just gonna have to work on the placement.
And I guess some guidance from you, I suppose.
Sonic's gonna have a fucking episode.
Funeral, yes.
Right in front of me!
Sonic, we went to the funeral, yes. Yesterday, Sonic. Yesterday, Sonic.
Seriously, it put exclamation marks everywhere. I'm still needing to take some of them out.
I won't have it, Tails! He's...
Sonic, how long? You been off your meds, Sonic, how long have you been off your meds, Sonic?
Problems, man.
I ran out!
Sonic,
He can't outrun his own problems.
yesterday. Sonic.
Horse racing.
What the fuck? You? I just saw what you sent me. Ow.
I miss him a lot.
Sonic, I need to tell you.
Yep, there was a pause between. Thought there would be.
I think you're a fucking freak. Yeah, Sonic.
Hmm.
All I did was put her from her.
Where did the other one go? Oh, that's where it went.
Thanks, guys.
What? What?
The main reason I actually decided to go ahead and do this one is because each of the people here is like actually taking genuine turns talking instead of all talking over each other repeatedly. So it's less of a headache for editing. But it's still, you know, a bunch of people talking at once. Or in general.
You'll never catch me, Eggman.
I'm not entirely sure who the other VTubers here are. Judging by design, I want to say this one could be Lone Star Colt, but I'm not that sure. There are too many VTubers to keep track of. The only reason I know of Haruka and to an extent Lone Star Colt, whether that is him or not, is through Vivi.
Big Ben's dead. He's, he- he's been dead for 10 years.
Don't tell me that, Tails.
I'm thinking that moving forward, I'm going to start limiting the amount of editing I do in a lot of these clips. Just because it's not really worth the amount of time I would end up sinking into it. It's getting more and more frustrating to spend the vast majority of my time during editing week to put hours and hours and hours into a clip, adding in sound effects, transitions, doing the subtitle work, which takes the longest, bar none, adding in different visuals and things and like all this other stuff. It becomes very frustrating over time to do all of that and then get an average of 20 to 50 views. I'm not joking. That is my average. It's kind of, in many ways, it's very frustrating. Just this past week, YouTube decided to give me an extra little middle finger when they started recommending me a lot of videos from other clips channels, VTuber clips channels. One channel in particular was rather interesting. It's a channel that uploads once every like 5 or 6 months, and every single clip they upload has 100k views. Just, I just it really makes you stop and go, why am I doing all this work again? Why am I putting in dozens of hours per video? Why? It's probably gonna end up leading into a long tangent, but well, I walked myself into this corner. All right. I'm gonna turn down the music. That should be good. Okay. So, for anybody, I'm gonna position myself more centered. You know what? I have this screen for this. Oh dear. There we go. Okay. Little tangent here, but for anybody considering doing clips, whether it's a full-on channel like fully editing VTuber clips or just grabbing snippets from a stream and uploading that or whatever you're doing, here's a set of things to keep in mind. Not in any particular order, because this is totally off the cuff and I'm probably gonna mess up a lot, but first and foremost, the vast majority of VTubers, like if you're expecting any form of reaction, attention, whatever, the vast majority of VTubers, from my experience, do not give a crap. Now, this could be due to two reasons. Either A, they just genuinely don't give a crap, or B, your channel and your stuff is so small and you're so unknown that you're probably viewed as a bot and will likely just end up getting blocked on social media. Speaking from personal experience. Brain just totally imploded on itself here. But from my experience, most VTubers don't seem to care about clips much. In their streams, they'll often talk about how they appreciate and encourage people clipping their streams and editing the clips and uploading them and doing all that stuff. They'll talk about how much they appreciate and support that stuff. But when it actually comes to the clips themselves, the vast majority of them, I just won't pay attention to it at all. They either won't see them, or they won't acknowledge them or react to them or any of that. So if you're expecting to make a clip, put it out there, and get a thank you or a shout out from the VTuber, you're probably not gonna get that. So don't set your expectations too high there. Going with that idea, if you find a VTuber who does react to, respond to, acknowledge, and appreciate your work, whether it's them themselves or their community, stick to them and clip them as much as you can, and because those VTubers are pretty rare. They are pretty darn rare. And there's not some difference between big VTubers and small VTubers. I know that's a thing that's been talked about in the past. I've seen different video essays about that, about how larger VTubers will only work with larger creators, and smaller VTubers will only try to work with the bigger creators because they want to rise up. I've seen all of that stuff. When it comes to paying attention to your clips, or rather not paying attention, that doesn't matter. Both big and small creators will not pay attention to you for the vast majority of them. And I've tried a lot of the different methods. I've gone through all of the YouTube tags and the whether it's like the hashtags or the actual tags, adding them on YouTube, posting on their Discords, adding them on X and Blue Sky for the very brief period I did that, until I quickly figured out that was a waste of time. You're not going to get much out of it. Now, there's a chance that maybe this is just me. I'm just small, and for whatever reason, I've just had terrible luck and never went anywhere with it. And you'll be a lot luckier. Who knows? Just as a word of caution from somebody who's been doing this for 3 years now and has gone nowhere. Well, not totally nowhere. I have 1,000 subscribers, and I greatly appreciate all of them. And I have a set few VTubers who do genuinely respond to and appreciate the clips I do, and I appreciate them a lot. So it's not all bad. Don't think it's all bad. I don't know where I'm going with this. I started down a weird tangent line here. It's just kind of a thing for anybody else thinking of doing clipping stuff. I guess another point would be how much work you want to put into it. If you're going to do a clips channel where you just grab a direct clip, do not edit it whatsoever, and just upload it, and do that all day long. I mean, whatever. For clips channels, the amount of work you put into the video also doesn't really matter. There are channels who will put zero effort. They just grab the clip and upload the clip. That's it. And there are also channels that will do the same amount of work that I do. And there are also channels that do even more work than I do. All with varied levels of success. I have seen plenty of channels that do zero editing, subtitles or otherwise, and get way more views than a channel that will put hours into creating unique animations or graphics and do all of these crazy wacky things with their subtitles and whatnot. So it's all kind of just a gamble. A fun gamble. If you are planning to do all the work on subtitles, good luck. It takes time. It's not bad. I don't hate it. It just takes time. But I don't know. There's a weird tangent I went on. Maybe I'll make this a video or something. I'll upload it somewhere. Who knows? I don't know. But that's kind of just like a bit from my personal experiences doing VTuber clipping for anybody else that's thinking of doing it in their future. If you're thinking of doing it as a career, maybe don't think that way. Plan for it to be a hobby. That is, plan for it to be, hope for the best, plan for the worst. How's that? Hope that you can explode in views, make a bunch of money, and be good, but plan for being in situations that's more similar to me, where you kind of just trundle along. You're likely never going to make money off of it, but it's just like, it's more a hobby than anything, so it would be great, but it's not really like I need to make money off of it. You know? Plan for it to be just a fun little hobby to do on the side, and as a way to give back to VTubers you like. Final point. Clips channels are a dime a dozen. There are hundreds, if not thousands of them everywhere. So if you're going to do a clips channel, you're not special. You're not unique. There's so many of them out there. Be aware. Be ready for that. It's kind of like streaming. You're not going to suddenly become some big streamer like all those big names out there and make a ton of money. And you might. You probably won't. Just on the statistics alone, odds are pretty not in your favor. Just, nah. So, it's my little rant tidbit there. Anyway. Back to work. All right. Wait a minute. Where did... I don't know where my cursor was at the time. I hit spacebar and I think I was on something else. So I don't know if that did anything.
But Sonic!
I'm crying.
He's gonna. He's gonna crash out. Sorry. Sonic's gonna have fucking emperor. Fucking emperor.
Well, Sonic.
I can still see him, Tail. He's right in front of me.
Funeral yesterday, Sonic.
He's taking the chaos.
Just had a thought that I should probably put my model over here since I'm constantly staring at this side of this at this monitor, so my model should be looking where I'm actually working. It makes more sense.
Taking the chaos.
Sonic.
I won't. I won't have it, Tail. He's. He's.
Sonic. Sonic, help. Off your meds, Sonic.
He can't outrun. His own problems.
I ran out yesterday. Don't worry about it.
Sonic. You should have told me. I was just at the doctor's yesterday.
Man, I love horse racing.
Gotta go.
What the fuck? I just saw you sent me.
I'm gonna send it
I
in
missed
here.
I missed my arch nemesis, Tails. I miss him a lot.
Sonic! Sonic! I hate to tell you. I think you're a fucking freak.
Oh boy, am I!
Yeah. Yeah, Sonic. Was what I did was thanks, man. All it did was all it did was all it did was thanks, man. All I did was put her as a front runner. I guess some kindness from you, I suppose.
You sounded like Sonic. Thanks.
Thanks. All it did was thanks, man. All it did was guys.
One!
What the fuck, Sonic?
You'll never catch me!
Sonic, Eggman's dead. He's been dead. But
I'm crying!
He's gonna crash out, bro. Sonic's gonna have a fucking epic.
well, Sonic,
I can st-
Sonic,
I can still see him, Tails!
Sonic.
Right in front!
We went to the funeral yesterday, Sonic!
He's taking the Chaos Emeralds.
Sonic!
Won't have it, Tails. He's
Sonic, how long
still
have you been
here.
off Sonic! Sonic.
Run his own problems,
I
man.
ran out yesterday. Don't worry about it.
Sonic, you should have told me! I was just at the doctor's yesterday! Sonic!
Man, I love horse.
Sonic!
Man, I love horse racing.
Gotta go.
Fuck you, I just saw what you sent me.
Ow.
But I think you're...
I hit the wrong key. It's a bit too bright green, right? Yeah, I feel like that's just a bit too bright. Maybe try... I'm gonna make this just in case, you know, the day ever comes where I do a clip where Haruka and Soy Milk are in the same stream or whatever. The off chance that ever happens. But I'm just gonna leave it as Soy Milk for this one. I'm pretty sure there's enough difference between... There really is not. Alright. We're changing them. Yeah, I can't do mass changes. I don't know, it still doesn't feel quite right to me. Just too bright. Yeah, that'll do. I'm not gonna worry about it too much anymore from here. I think it's good enough. The dog is at my door trying to bust her way in. I'm gonna go let her in just a sec. The dog's been Little Miss Puffy Face for the past few days. We believe that she's been going to a certain batch of, like, a certain part of the back. I want to say garden, but I also don't, because it's not really much of a garden, but we haven't had much other than weeds growing there for a while, but she's been going back there. I mean, she's been doing it for years, but she'll go back there and eat the grass and stuff that grows back there for one reason or another. It's never been much of an issue before, but we believe that this particular summer, either there's been something, like there's a new weed or something that's sprouted in the area that she's allergic to, or she's accidentally been eating, or maybe even purposefully, eating bees or wasps. Because she had like the entire right side of her face was swollen. You know, dog stuff. We believe she ate a bee and it stung her in the, yeah, dog. Yes. The dog that I just went and brought into the room. Sorry, you might have been late on the context on that one. Sorry. I let my dog into my room, hence why I started talking about my dog. You know what? You'd be surprised the amount of people who might eat a bee. People are stupid enough to eat pufferfish. I'm pretty sure they'd be just as stupid to eat a bee. One causes you brief pain and swelling. The other will most likely kill you. And yet, for whatever reason, pufferfish is more commonly eaten than bees. Weird, isn't it? Yeah, I never really watched a lot of Total Drama Island. To be fair, I didn't watch a lot of television as a kid. Did not have cable growing up. I watched television at grandma's. That was like the only time I saw that show and others. Other than, you know, the shows on like PBS and the other public channels. Some people grew up watching Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network. I grew up watching Redwall. Yeah, good show, just not sure if that was the best show for kids to watch. Hey, it's 90s kids for you. Did I finish this one? Don't think I finished this row. I did not. There's a bit where they had to make a pufferfish dish. Oh dear. That's the only reason I know the pufferfish has to be made a specific way in order to be actually edible. Yeah. Humans like to eat weird things. I don't remember where it was. It was one of those days in high school where they wheel in that TV and they're like, it's movie day, and you go, yay! And then I don't remember what class it was, but in the video we were watching, they went to some country where they had their own version of Jell-O. And I'd be willing to bet you probably couldn't guess what the main ingredient of that was. Either a movie or Bill Nye. I never liked the Bill Nye stuff. It was very condescending. Funny enough, still is. But, the main ingredient for their little Jell-O dish was, sheep blood. Just not even cooked or otherwise prepped. As far as I know. Just in a pan and cooled. With other stuff that turned into, like, a gelatinous substance. I'm just like, why are we watching this? I had a lot of teachers that like to show weird videos. Like my geography teacher who got married to a guy from the Middle East. So all I learned about geography was watching documentaries and having interviews with her husband about the Islamic religion. We specifically watched I can't remember how long the video was, but it took us like almost an entire week to watch the whole thing. But it was a documentary about the main mosque or something, that giant cube. So when people make fun of me if people ever make fun of me for not knowing geography, I have a solid reason why I don't know. I have a very solid reason. American education system's bad enough as it is. I didn't even get geography. I got Welcome to Islam. That's what I got. So, she didn't even teach us the countries in the Middle East. I mean, come on. But that's life. I think this one's more or less done. Again, I'm switching to no, I still need to reposition everything. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but I'm switching to a different way of doing these clips because I'm getting a bit burned out spending dozens of hours every single day. Not every day, but because obviously I don't have dozens of hours to spend a day, but dozens of hours on the editing weeks on subtitles and what all these things, and doing all this work for like, my average is about 20 to 50 views per video on YouTube, so not really worth all of the effort I'm putting into it. So I'm switching up to a bit less heavy-handed editing style. He goes to the cube where everyone worships their gods and tells their gods tells them their gods are all fake. Yeah. But so I'm not planning on putting a lot of crazy sound effects or different visuals unless it's something I can do very easily and very simply. Because it's just doing the subtitles is enough time and effort as it is, and the Clips channel is not anywhere near non-hobby level. Like, I don't think the Clips channel will ever grow beyond being just a hobby, so I don't want to keep putting that much time and effort into it when I could be putting that time and effort into something that might actually get me somewhere with my life. So I need to put a little less time into what is likely to be a permanent hobby. What was I doing? Right, I'm 80? No, 80 might be too small for a main thing. We'll go 9, and we'll keep it 100. We'll just move it up. So move it, I think I'll make it even across. 370 should be fine. And then we'll just move it over like that. There we go. Why is this one smaller? Ah. That's what it is. Okay. Forgot to do with something. Let me just grab all of these. There we go. Now they're all the same size. Okay. Subtitles are a lot easier for me now that I've, got a system in place for it. But used to be a lot more involved. I might be able to do something else here. Let me just move this to where we're already at. I've been trying to do better at utilizing the properties panel. It's not going to work though. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because it's stuck in text mode because these are text graphics. See, in here you can see this stuff, so you can actually grab all of your videos and whatnot and scale them all at the same time and move them all at the same time and stuff like that. It's actually really handy. I've been trying to use this a lot more. But it doesn't work with these because they're text graphics. So we got to do this one at a time. This is the kind of stuff, this is the kind of thing I mean when I say subtitles take a while. And during my rant almost an hour ago, why I said that subtitles are boring. They suck. Because just the little things. Unless you're one of those people that puts it through, an automated process. But is probably likely called something AI when it's, just machine learning, not actually AI, but semantics. Doesn't really matter. But while it is a pain in the butt to do all of this, it does... Oh, come on. The worst part is when you click on it and it doesn't actually click for the longest time. You're just sitting there like, come on, come on, come on, come on. Irritating. When I click on something, I want it to do what clicking on it is supposed to do. Thank you very much. You see what I mean? I clicked on it and it just didn't do anything. It just went down 1 point for some reason. It's the worst when I'm in the zone and I don't realize that when I clicked, it didn't actually click. And so I'm just in the zone and I'm typing and I hit enter and it just goes all the way back to the beginning of the video. I'm like, dadgummit, I have to go back and find my place. Now, there could be a way to do all of this at once. I just don't know of it. Adobe has a lot of that kind of stuff. Little bits and bobs that you figure out either through trial and error, or through accidental discovery, or through somebody eventually telling you through a YouTube video or something. And I spend so much time with my fingers on the one finger on the control key and the other finger on the either the C or the V key for copying and pasting all this stuff. My fingers cramp. Alright. There we go. So everything's added at the new default height.
But Sonic!
I'm crying.
You know what the mistake I just made is? And I just barely realized I made this mistake. I'm gonna have to do all of that over again. For one very particular reason. I forgot to add the animation. Which means all of that work just got undone. Yep. Every last bit of it got erased. Gotta do it all over again. This is why I've tried to get myself in the habit of every time my process is when I get the timing done in the subtitle in the caption track, I highlight it all, upgrade captions to graphics, select all of them, and immediately start adding those animations. In mobile, I have to do either double or single line, but in, you know, regular horizontal videos, I just gotta highlight all of them, subtitle animation. Because that way, I don't have to do this process of, oh crap, I gotta do everything all over again. This video is less than 2 minutes in length. Less than 2 minutes. We started from the point where I had done minor changes to the transcript before I started editing it on stream. We had a period of maybe 10 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, where I had my little rant. So we've been working on this for about an hour and a half.
Sonic.
If I hadn't made that mistake earlier, we'd be making a lot more progress. So now, I gotta figure out what I want to do here. Do I want to do it where they're just on top of each other like this? Or, oh, what I could do is I could do it like this. Yeah, that works pretty well. It's next to him, so you kind of know it's coming from him. That's good, that's good. Okay with that. All right. A little bit harder to do this when I have a mic in front of me. I really need to get one of those mics that has the that like hangs down from above on the little arm. One of these days, I need to get one of those. They less in my way. Hold on, I need to figure out where... 900.
Sonic,
He's right in front of me.
Sonic, we went to the funeral yesterday, Sonic. The funeral yesterday, Sonic.
Dog wants to go out again. Just a sec.
Don't worry about it.
Actually, I think I should have this one next to the other one so it's not too jarring for the placement to suddenly switch. Actually, that's not too big. It doesn't hit Haruka's ear, so it should be fine where it is. It's a bit too loud. No, not speed, duration. We need audio gain. Go -24. -18 is too loud. And -24 is too quiet. -22? 22 works. Okay, now for the fun part. Need to There we go. Actually a bit too big. That's better. Cool. Okay, I think that covers most everything. Hopefully. I'm probably gonna need to double check it. Oh. Ah, little stretch there. I can feel my back starting to hate me. It is becoming a very familiar feeling to me lately. I need to do better at like adjusting my chair and getting used to working a little further away from the keyboard. I unconsciously lean forward because I want to be closer to the keyboard and whatnot, but you know, that and sitting back in my chair properly puts me further away from the mic. So I need to turn up the gain. Have I done any work on this one? I have not. I haven't even started on this one. Oh well, it's for Friday anyway. Got a lot of frames dropping in this stream. Not in a way that's really impeding our, you know, it's not really impeding the stream, I don't think. But it's probably noticeable and annoying. Well, anyway. Alright.
Alright, Chad, don't make fun of me. Chad, don't make fun of Mouse, alright? Just cause she's full Mouse, alright? Fun of Mouse, alright?
I don't know where this came from.
Mouse, alright? Just cause she's 4 foot doesn't. Because she's 4 foot doesn't mean we need to make fun of her.
What the heck?
It's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal. No one's talking about it anyway. Talking about it anyway. It'll be fine.
I'm not 4 feet tall.
What are you?
I'm 4'10".
Okay. Why we could, Okay. Glad we could, glad we could get that. We could get that.
I'm 4'10".
Okay. Why we could, could get that. I know. Glad we I know. Glad we Glow, you didn't get that one ironed out. Ew. The not out, huh? Huh? Ew. The not forfeit. I just forgot. I just forgot to say the other part. I just forgot to say the other part.
Well, I'm 4'10".
I'm kind of doing this on purpose. Honestly, at the start I wasn't doing it on purpose, but now I'm doing it on purpose where like every time they bring up the measurement, I change how it's typed. So this one it's 4 with the FT abbreviation for feet, so 4 foot. And then this one spelled out 4 feet. And then this one with the apostrophes, so the 4 feet 10 inches. And then this one 4 foot spelled out, and then this one 4 foot 10 inches with the abbreviation. I've reached the point where it's like, you know what, this is funny to me now, so I'm just changing it every single time because I find it funny. And I know there are going to be some people out there that would see this and go, that's annoying. It will make me happy.
Well, I'm 4'10".
Rare Connor W. It's Rare Connor W. It's not rare. Why is it rare? You could just say Connor W.
I don't remember if his name has 2. I remember the spelling of his. There are a lot of different spellings of the name Connor. So I don't know what.
You could just say Connor W. Why do you have to throw that in? Why do you have to throw that in there?
Common Connor L.
Okay, no.
What?
No.
What?
What is being said here? Hold on, I gotta pause the music so I can hear this.
Okay, no.
What? What? What?
Yeah, I have no idea. I'm just gonna leave that blank. I have no idea.
What the heck, man?
I don't. I can't see myself doing a whole ton of Iron Mouse clips. I don't know, I usually stick to doing smaller VTubers. Maybe I should branch out a bit more often, so maybe. But, I don't know. For now, we'll just grab... this one. This one should work. I think I'll wait and see how this week goes, and if the videos in this week's lineup do a little bit better than usual, then I think I might start branching out a bit more. There are two reasons why I don't usually do larger VTubers, and part of this is in line with the little rant I did about an hour ago. Reason number one is because the main focus of the Clips channel is to shine a spotlight on lesser known VTubers. VTubers are who maybe don't get as many people making entire clip channels for them or clipping them quite as much, and you know, just kind of helping people get a bit more exposure. The second reason is I'm trying to think of a way to say this that doesn't sound whiny or mean. I don't mean it that way, and I don't think it would typically be taken that way, but this is also the internet we're talking about, so yeah. Larger streamers, you have a greater tendency to run into certain situations. One, people who don't like to be clipped for one reason or another. There could be various reasons. It could be just the context of the content in the clip or whatever else. Two, you run into there's a bigger audience, so if you inadvertently step into a little minefield with a particular issue, or something's in the clip that fan base or other people don't really like, there's more people that might get a little defensive in there for them, or just in general, yeah, you kind of don't get anything, don't get much out of it. And you might end up inadvertently burning bridges. Speaking from personal experience, if you're smaller, both on social media and as a creator, and you create something that has to do with a larger creator, and say you post it on X or other social media and you tag them in it, they might just block you as a bot or spam or something. And that has actually happened to me. I think 2 or 3 times. So it's kind of like a situation where best case scenario, they might say you clip them and then you make a post about it on Twitter, like I do. That's my process. Best case scenario, they retweet your post. Mid scenario, they just ignore you. Nothing comes of it. Worst case scenario, they block you, or other negative things like that. I've never ever in my case seen situations where I get any situation where they ever, I don't even know if they ever even see the clips themselves on YouTube, so I'm not even factoring that in there for the scenarios. So that's kind of why I don't usually do larger VTubers. Both, it's not really the main focus, and there's just a lot more baggage to deal with. There's a lot more crap you might run into clipping larger streamers than clipping the smaller ones. I think generally the place where you find a middle ground is with HoloLive. 'Cause I've never really seen a lot of... Because HoloLive clip channels are a dime a dozen. There's just so many of those out there. And they clip like crazy, and people just enjoy watching the clips, and that's really all that comes of it. That doesn't always happen with a lot of the others. Yeah, some wacky comments or views just don't really go anywhere. There could be a variety of things, but I don't know. And it could be that I'm just too much of a pansy and I need to get over it. Or just need to start clipping larger streamers to bring more views and attention to the channel for the sake of the smaller. There's a whole lot of... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to worry about with that stuff. I don't know if I'm phrasing this in a way that makes sense. Hopefully I am. I don't know. Well, we're past the 2-hour mark. So I think it's about time I take a break one way or the other. But hey, we got one clip done. Get grief. I'd be able to run the clips channel a lot easier when I'm done with school fully. One more semester, hopefully. So, you know. By that time, I should have finalized my roadmap for the 2.0 update for the channel. Get myself a bit more organized, make it a little easier for me to get clips ready and done when I've got plans ahead of time, rather than just, crap, who the crap do I clip this time? Anyway. I believe I saw earlier that Melkor went live, so I think we'll raid Melkor. Good guy, that Melkor. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, well, thank you once again for everybody that came by. Appreciate it as always. I hope y'all had a good time hanging out. Got some good work done. Had a little ramble. May or may not do anything with that. I don't know. But till next time, hope y'all have a good one. And I hope to see you all again another time. Bye bye.